Such teachers.
We're on air right now.
Yeah, right in front of
Yeah, but is it going to increase Okay. Let me out here because I'm not quite sure of it. This is my sister, my mom.
You should
It could be a long time.
I know.
And I'm just asking for it.
It's like a 30-second delay.
I gave him with the 45 and I'm right away. Oh, yeah? No, I don't think she knew how to write. I don't like it. That is so funny.
Whatever you put it on here. Here.
We don't got a subscription, sorry.
I'd rather drink that than this.
You,
Oh, yeah.
oh, so you wanted to have the ring.
I didn't know that.
Was the streaming live? And I guess, Sean, they'll be able to see it.
It gets automatically posted after on YouTube. There's a camera on. No, right now. You're walking to the bathroom. Floor sitting.
That's how it went.
Yes.
Okay. Exactly.
This is an option if you guys want to sit on the floor.
Yeah, start the movement. Let's start the movement.
Are you Jenny? Yes. You have my mom's last name, which is so rare for us to find. Data, right? Yeah. Are you Caucasian? No, I mean, not that I know of. It's a Haitian last name. I don't know. Oh, I really wanted to ask you, but I didn't know. Well, I mean, I have a lot of family as well. Last name is so it's a local, yeah. So part of my dad's side, really? Sardinia and Romania and Data? That's where so I heard. Oh, we're Gypsy. Yeah, so I heard. So it's one of the so maybe it's Gypsy. That's where it is. I've never contact me from social media. That is so cool. Hi, Sean. Nice to meet you in person. Lopez, thank you. Hello, nice to meet you. Yes. I get lost when we cross the street.
It's like we're on right now.
Oh, that is wonderful.
You could shift your seat up. The comfy one.
The comfy one, love it.
No, so I'm excited. I wanted to. I just got involved in the fit before. So I'm excited. The thing is that I was so interested in on that, but I'm just like,
Oh wow, and this video outline as well.
This is 30 seconds delay.
You're excited. I know this video with the words I'm a part of. So how do you guys know about are you also
we've been taking classes with
Oh, look at that So, yo.
I'm trying to be I'm trying to make some new energy.
Oh yeah.
When I wrote down this, just in case. Just give it just yeah. And they have to be here by then.
I don't know if this is a good morning to say,
Every so often, we hear suggested tracks to help you discover new music. You're listening to a short playlist that will help you grow it by playing suggested songs. Spotify Free lets you listen to unlimited music on your mobile. You can enjoy millions of tracks from all your favorite artists wherever you go. Happy listening.
Yes! Yeah, I know. I saw him already. We had the conversation. Yo, you got mad points right now, bro. Yeah, birthday was yesterday. Mommy took a big.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Esta es la mamá de Cosi, de Costa, y ella la tía de acá.
When you hear a great song, save it for later by adding it to a playlist. You can also get playlists of your favorite songs and shuffle them anytime. Simply hit the shuffle play button to enjoy music on the go. You can shuffle any artist's playlist or album for free. To play any song anytime, use Spotify on your Spotify. Do you want to play music everywhere for free? It's easy with Spotify. Wherever you are, you can discover and enjoy great music on your mobile. Just hit play.
Well, since you're here and it's like a nutrition kind of thing, I know you're I don't know if
Hi everyone, I know that you're all waiting. We will only have a few more minutes. We're just trying to finalize some things, but it's going to be a great presentation. And so we ask that you just hold on for a few more minutes, and then we'll present something really great for you, okay? So, thank you. I'm sure that so the cake is going to be
No. Perfect. Perfectly aligned right now. Can move anymore. It'll be weird.
How do I get onto your?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. How you doing? Fine. Yay, okay. The weather is getting better, so it's good. My name is Selma Torres. I am a practice trainer of breastfeed, and also I'm part of the nutrition team. I want you to welcome so much for having the time, for making the time to come here to this educational forum. I think it's going to be very helpful for everybody. We're doing for the community. And so please, a big applause for you guys. Yay! Okay, so first we're gonna have our executive director, Sean Garcia. He's gonna go over about what is red feed and why we're doing this 7 smoothie-based feast. Sean?
What's up, guys? Thanks for everybody coming out. So, let me put up my little presentation. Alright. So, welcome. I see a lot of new faces, which is cool. My name is Sean Garcia. I'm the executive director of Revolutionary Fitness, one of the co-founders of Revolutionary Fitness. Who in this room has never been to a Revolutionary Fitness event or function? Oh, nice. So like a third of the room. That's pretty good. So really quick, I want to talk about who Revolutionary Fitness is. And even for those who have been to an event or a class, you might not have a full scope of our organization and what we really are trying to accomplish. So hopefully I can answer that now. And if you guys have any questions about the organization, I can answer that at the end as well when we have a Q&A. So real quick, RevFit is long-winded now. It's been elaborated. We're a grassroots fitness justice organization. We're not a workout crew. We're not a bunch of trainers who just do boot camps in the park for free. We're a fitness justice organization. And so you might not know what that means. You might be like, what the hell why do you need justice for fitness? But we identify that in our communities, there's a big need to have more education, more accessible services, more things that people can relate to when it comes to health and fitness that's not there. So what I mean by that is that, yeah, we'll have gyms in our neighborhoods, we'll have the Planet Fitness, we might have the 24-hour fitness and things like that, but those things aren't accessible to all of us, either because financially we can't afford to go to them, right? They're not made for our class bracket, or when we go to them, we feel like we can't connect for whatever reason. Maybe there's not enough people that look like us. Maybe there's not enough people that speak like us, and we feel like we're not part of it. Whatever the reason is, there's a void. Then you go into our public education systems, and there's no recess. Kids aren't getting regular gym time. My niece, I know she gets recess daily, but they take it away in the wintertime, and they just sit in the lunchroom eating processed food. And then they have gym class once a week. These are the things that we grow up, thinking are normal and is not normal. It's something that's being done to our neighborhoods and to our communities. So, all those things are what Revolutionary Fitness was founded to address. And the way we got started was basically we were just, a couple of activists actually who were into fitness. So we were social activists working on police brutality, housing rights, LGBT rights, all those kind of things, but we like to work out. So we were like, all right, let's just work out together in the park, because activists, whoever's an activist in here knows, activists are not the healthiest people, because we're still, we're engaged in the streets doing work. So we were like, let's form a little workout crew, and we did that over in St. Nick Park in Harlem, where a lot of us were from and where our office was based. A lot of us were activists volunteering with the Answer Coalition. I know a couple of Answer volunteers are here now. That's where we started. That's Act Now to Stop War and Racism. So we started a little bit of a workout crew, and then we realized the community was attracted to what we were doing. They were into the outdoor boot camps. It's something that wasn't regularly happening. And I mean, the fact that we were all people of color, we were a diverse group of men and women. That was very attractive to folks in our community as well, because it's not like, nothing against, anyone, but it's not like someone from outside our community is coming to try to teach a class, charging $25 a class in our local parks. It was different, right? We were like, oh yeah, it's free, just come work out with us. And we realized that we had something there and that we can connect to our communities in a different way. So we started doing more boot camps around the city. And now we're going on 4 years in June of us doing this work, and we've expanded of services that we give. So we do our boot camps, and we do different workouts in different local community centers, but we do much more, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Our organization is volunteer based, so we don't get paid to do what we do, and I think that's important for folks to know, because everyone in this room who's an organizer or RepFit, they do this because of the love of their people, to serve their people. And we do it through health and fitness. That's our avenue. We have other avenues, but in this instance, that's what we're talking about today, our health and fitness. So our goal is not only to give people a great workout, make them feel good, make them look better, but to also have our community moving together and have a critical analysis of what's going on in our neighborhoods and why we are in these conditions, why we aren't having these access to these institutions, and how can we address those things. So we'll talk about later how we connect to community activism around the city. But we don't get paid, and I'll talk later about how you can become a volunteer and get paid with us. But some of the things that we do, a quick list of services that we provide. We do general fitness classes, which is basically like an outdoor boot camp. We do small training classes with more specialized instruments like kettlebells and suspension trainers. And you guys should have gotten a little half-page print of our new schedule that's starting in March. And all our classes are donation-based. The specialized classes are low cost, so it's affordable. We also do like assessments where we'll bring a group of people together and we'll say, all right, let's do your measurements, let's do your body fat, all that kind of stuff. And we do that like quarterly. We do assessments for folks. That's something free we offer as well. We do tons of workshops like these. where the educational workshops, related to health and fitness, and we support other workshops that aren't related to health and fitness. We have an apprentice trainer program, which is basically we take members from our communities and we develop them into fitness trainers. And that does two things. One, it empowers our communities to have more what we call fitness ambassadors, or people in given communities who are like the go-tos of health and fitness, right? So maybe some of you are here in your room are like the healthy person at your job, or the healthy person amongst your friends, or maybe not, maybe you're trying to be that. But that's what we try to do. We try to take those folks who are already becoming the figures in their communities around health and fitness and giving them the training and education to be able to take it to the next level. And also the second thing it does is we create job opportunity, because a lot of kids who are going through our program, not just say kids, but a lot of folks, because people of all ages go through our apprentice trainer program. You get the skills you need to potentially become a personal trainer, fitness instructor at a gym, maybe, if you want to do that, or you can just do, working out in the park and make some side money. That's always an opportunity as well. We have a 6-week school that we do, a 6-week intensive school that we take people through all the science of being a fitness trainer. So it's not only like, how can I kick your butt, but how can I scientifically do some adjustments to your body and get you to your fitness goals. We also do, we have a media team. If you guys can see right now, we're broadcasting live on YouTube, and we have some photographers, filmmakers, and the media team is in charge of making sure that we can get health and fitness tools online to more people around the country. Because we work primarily in New York City, we have a chapter in Los Angeles, and we have a chapter in Austin, Texas, but we want to be able to reach more people than that. We also have our radio show. So we have a weekly radio show. It's a podcast. It goes out once a week, every Thursday. If you guys haven't heard it yet, we've been broadcasting for 5 months now, something like that. So once a week for 5 months, and we bring on different guests related to health and fitness, but more relating to our people. So we have, people who are talking about how can you be fit in low-income neighborhoods. How can you be a person of color and still have your cultural identity in your food, but still be healthy, and all those cool things. We're doing this year, we're doing our first certification program, so we're getting people certified to be trainers so that you can take that into gyms again and create some job opportunities. We have study groups. We do like meetups for like basketball teams. We have a running team, so if you guys want to learn how to run and do it safe and all that good stuff. But overall, the overall mission is that we are trying to provide services, health and fitness services, so that our community has access to them, but really in the hopes of educating ourselves and our communities to be able to provide these services for ourselves. There's no reason that we should be in despair in our communities, day in and day out, feeling unhealthy, seeing our family members die of cancer, diabetes, see our kids obese, not being able to move, acne, all the stuff that they're dealing with. This stuff shouldn't be happening. So our goal is to empower ourselves to address those issues, and one way that we do it is through plant-based nutrition, which we're going to talk about right now. So we have 4 pillars in our organization. The first pillar is that we do natural functional movement. So our classes, if you come to our classes, we'll use a couple of instruments, but we really want to be able to show people how you can work out with nothing. You can work out in your house, you can work out in the park. You don't need any fancy equipment to work out, and that's what we try to project in our classes so that people feel empowered to go to our classes and then take that back to their everyday lives, take it back to their family members, and duplicate it. And also, to our classes, we really want to make sure that people feel like they're inclusive. We want people to feel like they belong to something. So our classes are very family-based, right? You'll see, you guys see it today, we have babies running around all the place. That's how our classes are. Is a bunch of family members, little kids doing squats, showing us how it's done. And, but we're all about family and building up community. And of course, we want to be very conscious of gender politics. So we have, 50% of our staff, our people's training staff, are women. And that might not sound like a big deal to you guys, but I've been a personal trainer for 8 years, and I worked in the fitness industry, the corporate level, and you'd be lucky if you find one female personal trainer in the gym, and these are real issues, so we address those issues as well. We address issues of body identity, right? So people are like, oh, I should look this way, I gotta be skinny and I gotta be fit. No, that's not what it's about. It's about being healthy. So you can be whatever size you are, whatever shape you are. In our classes, we want to be able to accommodate to everybody and make people feel like they belong. So that's one of our pillars. Our next pillar is restorative yoga. So you guys know we do a lot of yoga in the beginning of our classes. We have workshops on yoga. We're big advocates of yoga. And we'll be talking about that in conjunction with the cleanse is one of our recommendations. We also, obviously, our third pillar is that we're a fitness justice organization. So not only are we doing the services, but we're providing the education. And we feel, you know, if you work out in the hood, we find a little park in the projects and we do a workout. That's a rebellion. That's revolutionary. That is taking a stand against, you know, what the status quo is and what it's telling us to be, and we're rejecting it. We're like, no, we're going to be healthy. We're going to do it in our neighborhoods, and we're not going to listen to what you say about how we got to look when we do it. So that's a big part of it. But also on the fitness justice portion, we understand that the conditions around health and fitness in our neighborhood are not isolated. They're connected to all other issues. So if a kid gets beat by the cops, we're going to be there. And we're going to tell our community, hey, you got to be there. Like, what's that have to do with working out? Because it's the same oppressive system. So we want to be able to connect with all our allies in different community circles who are doing activism, you know, questioning the system, however we can, and however we can make the connection, and then maybe we could bring them back to some workouts. And another way too is that our fitness justice stuff, we reach people. I mean, like, how many people are in this room right now? It's like 30 people in here. We reach people because people want to be healthy. And now that we've connected with you, maybe we can bring you to some kind of rally. Maybe you'd be down. Maybe you'd be open to listening to us, like how the issues are connected. Maybe you never even thought of that before, but that's the way for us as social justice activists who are also working out with you to bring you together, bring us together, and then we can go do some work together in the streets around other issues. So that's a big part of it. And then our fourth thing is that we promote plant-based nutrition. And so everyone always like, I dig you, but when it comes to the plant-based nutrition stuff, I ain't messing with you. People always, this is the biggest thing we get. And so why do we have it as a pillar? Are we trying to make everybody vegetarians? No, that's not. I mean, I'm a vegetarian if y'all wondering. 16 years, but that's not what it is. I know there's a lot of vegetarians in the room, but it's more about what is in our community. What do we go in the supermarkets and buy? We have 10 aisles maybe, 8 of them are processed foods. Junk, basically just sugar and cardboard. And we eat that, and we feed that to our children. And it's not our fault. We just don't know, you know, how to pick the food. We're like, all right, it's there. It must be edible, right? You don't go in the supermarket thinking that you can't eat this stuff. No one tells you this stuff is not edible, but most of it isn't. 80% of the stuff isn't. And then you go into the produce aisle, and everything's rotting. Everything's getting old. Everything's, you know, it's like, why am I going to buy that stuff? It's going to go bad in 2 days. I'm on a fixed budget. I'm not going to buy something that goes bad in 2 days. Then you try to make good choices, and you go to buy almond milk or something like that. And it costs $8 in the hood. The same almond milk that costs $3 downtown at Trader Joe's costs you $8 on 181st. So these are issues that we felt if we promoted plant-based nutrition, we could start speaking about healthier alternatives, not becoming a vegetarian, but how can you bring more plant-based foods into your lifestyle? You know, maybe you do become a vegetarian, maybe not, maybe you do paleo, maybe you love meat to death, you know, you're eating the fed meat till you die, but you can bring in some, you know, some salads, some kale, some smoothies, and that's really what we're talking about today. So the Green Smoothie Cleanse, this is our second time as an organization, managing this and putting it together. And we find this as a great way to connect with people who might not otherwise have connected with us. Maybe you're not really interested in going to a workout right now. That's not where you're at right now. Or maybe you're busy. Your life is crazy. Maybe you don't live in New York City and you can't come to one of our services. But with the 7-day Green Smoothie Cleanse, you can do it from anywhere. You don't ever have to come back and see my face again. You could just go to your crib, do your 7 days, and feel great. Or if you live in another state and you're streaming on YouTube right now, you can do it from wherever you are. Or maybe you have a family member who you've been trying to get to work out with you, and they're just not there yet. Maybe this is where you start them. And we find this as a great way to connect with people. The last time we did it, we had around 30 or 40 participants from around the country. And it's really cool to do it as a community as opposed to just like an isolated thing. Because if you guys see our logo, or our motto rather, you know, it's Revolutionary Fitness, but our motto is let's move together. Because we identified very early on that it wasn't about just doing a good workout, but it was about working out together. It was about having these circles together and supporting one another together versus trying to do it on an isolated basis, right? That's why our trainers are not called personal trainers. They're called people's trainers because it's not about individual, it's about community. So when we do the cleanse as a community, we can support each other. We set up, well, someone's going to talk about later, but we're setting up a Facebook group page. So, you know, on day 2, when you're like, there's no way this is happening, you can go onto the Facebook page and see everyone else who's struggling and hear what they're having to say about why they're struggling, how they're finding solutions to beat that struggle. And we can do it as a community. He's struggling right now too. So we love doing it as a community. We think it's very powerful. And also too, it's very educational because who here, just show of hands, who's ever done a cleanse of some sort? So even less than people who have been in the Red Fit event. So probably like 25% of you. So 75% of you have never done a cleanse before. And many people too, when they do cleansing, they do it wrong because they're looking at some like fad diet, like the Beyonce, you know, like, you know, starve yourself or whatever. And that's not what cleansing is about. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But we, you know, so we want to be able to provide you with some educational tools. But more than anything, it's about building the community. So if you're in this room today and you're like, all right, I'm scared about this, I want to hear what's going on, and then you feel empowered by the end of the day, you need to recruit someone to do it with you. You need to recruit 5 people to do it with you, your family members. They don't have to do the whole 7 days, and we'll talk about that later. There's different options. They can do it for 1 day, but you have to feel a social responsibility. A social responsibility that when you start doing healthier things for yourself, you need to project that to your family and your friends. Why are you doing healthy things and letting your family do bad things? You know, it's like the worst thing. It's like you buy some donuts and you're like, oh, I'm not going to eat that. I'll just give it to the kids. It's like, don't do that. You got a social responsibility to uplift yourselves, then uplift your community, and together we can do wondrous things. So the last thing I wanted to do was talk about how you can become more involved with Revolutionary Fitness. So like I was saying, there's a, you know, specifically today, I want to give a shout out to our nutrition team. Thelma mentioned she's part of the nutrition team. And this is a team of volunteers that focuses on the nutrition avenue within our organization. I want to give props to them for organizing this and putting it together. So thank you so much. And remember, this is unpaid staff. You know, this is just people who are just doing it for the love of it. But there's other ways to become involved. You know, you can become involved in our nutrition avenue. You can become involved in our media stuff. You can become an apprentice trainer, get involved in that. You can come to some of our educational functions. But like I said, the new schedule, you guys have it. If you don't have it, grab one later. It starts on March 23rd. All the classes on that schedule, if you have it in front of you, that are in white are donation-based. The ones that are in gray are low cost. So if you have any questions, obviously you can ask one of us. Everyone who's in RevFit, go ahead and raise your hand. So you can ask any, they're all in the back. Yeah, I'll see them. There's a lot. You can ask them about the classes and about the small group training. And also, too, if you're looking at the schedule and there's a hole, like there's a neighborhood that's not there. Like, for instance, we've been trying to get a class in Staten Island. If you're like, damn, I live in Staten Island, or I live in Bushwick, and there's not a class in Bushwick, but you got like 3 or 4 friends who are down to do it, let us know, because we're always going to start classes. The only reason we have those classes is because we have a little bit of a core there, but we want to do classes everywhere, so definitely give us some feedback on that. Also, in April, we're doing an Instagram yoga challenge. This is our 2nd time doing it. The last time we did it was in November, right?
Yeah.
It was in November, and basically this is, whoever has Instagram knows, they've seen different challenges, but basically we post a different yoga pose every day, and you guys just do it, post it, and the more consistent and creative you are, you're eligible for prizes and all that good stuff. But this is cool because, again, what we talk about is we want to de-bourgeoify fitness. We want to decolonize fitness. So all our models who are doing the fitness challenge, they're all people of color, all ages and sizes, all genders. We have, LGBT, model. It's just we want to show a different face of fitness. It's not about the skinny white girl. It's about us, and we can be fit too. So, so check out the April Fitness Challenge. It's getting announced on Friday. And then the last thing I want to talk about, which is a big thing, because I'm getting the 5-minute marker, is that so for the past 4 years, we've been functioning out of community centers like this, and props to the DUB, the Urban Butterflies, for letting us use this space. But we've been doing it at spaces like this, out of parks throughout the city, and that's great because we could build it for our communities and be able to get a lot of exposure. But we are in the stages of finally opening our first fitness education center this summer. So that's exciting. The fitness education center is obviously going to be a gym. There's going to be classes going on all the time. But it's called a fitness education center because it's going to be a community space. We're going to be holding workshops, educational functions, things like that. But we're setting up in the South Bronx. I know we're in the Heights right now, so it's kind of a little weird. But we're going to be in the South Bronx, same struggle, same hood, right? So we'll be in the South Bronx, and for the next, starting in mid-April, we're doing a 60-day crowdsourcing campaign, which is like, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, all those kind of things. We're looking to raise $35,000 to help with the launch of our space. So we actually have a big, that's a big project, $35,000. We're trying to collect all this from our folks. This is our hood coming together, trying to buy a space in our neighborhood or rent out a space, whatever happens in our neighborhood that's for us. So we need volunteers for that. And we need volunteers for everything, right? But we definitely need volunteers over that 60-day campaign. And so Jenny, who's our development director, she's raising her hand right there. She's in charge of fundraising and all that good stuff. So if anyone's interested in working with us, obviously sign up and say that you want to volunteer. But it's specifically if you want to help with the fundraising campaign to raise $35,000 to launch our space, definitely talk to Jenny because she's the point person on that. And if anyone had any questions on anything I said, because I know I talk quick and I'm long-winded, we'll be having a Q&A at the end. So thank you.
Please, everybody can stand up a little bit. We're going to shake a little bit. Shake it out. Fast and loose. So breathe, just like for a couple. Shake it out. Stretch. Breathe. How is everybody doing? Really good. Alright. Yes, stretch. Okay, now you can sit again.
We're just getting the PowerPoint put up. No, I thought, yeah, that's the for concept.
Is it time to prepare for the show?
I don't know why it's not. I'll go for PDF.
Oh, I just sent it via keynote.
Oh, we did.
Otherwise,
So just let me know.
Okay. Now we continue. It is a pleasure for me to introduce Doctora Karina Lopez. She's a holistic doctor, herbalist, acupuncturist. Please take note any question that you're going to have because after this we have a panel discussion. Please, Doctora Lopez.
so this is the first time I've transformed this lecture on detoxification from 1 hour to 30 minutes. So if I'm a speed demon, please understand. So we're going to talk about nourishing and cleansing. Let's put it up so that people can see it. That's me and my brother at the Ann Wigmore Institute. We, insane time. Let's go through this. So what's the goal of cleansing? Why even do it at all? The point is that you're going to think about your community. You're going to think, oops, I'm sorry. You want to think about your community. You want to think about that your actions are going to really help heal not only yourself, but the people around you. So you really want to visualize what you want. You want to really think about those physical and emotional patterns that may sort of contribute to your own illness. And you want to change and heal your life. Look for support. Like Sean said, find a loved one, friends is vital in this process. When you cleanse, you're going to need the support of a therapist, someone to talk to. Because as we'll go over, every organ has an emotion. And that connection to that emotion as you detox will release. So you really want support. And you want to immerse yourself, hang out with friends, do things that are going to empower you, make you happy, make you joyful. Let's go. Let's move it. So what are the types of cleanses and why do you need them? All right, so there's heavy metal cleanses, there's hormone cleanses, there's parasite cleanses, there's full organ cleanse, there's intestinal sweeps, there's candida cleanse. But I'm going to talk about the herbal cleanse because I do have some herbal cleanses over there. So why herbs? I want to give you one of the most pertinent examples in my life. I was with one of my mentors, with a woman who had cancer. And every day, her husband was trying to knock out those weeds, particularly that red clover that was growing like wildfire on that lawn. And he was persistent. He would put pesticides. He would do all sorts of things. And then in the end, it turns out that the one herb she needed to heal was that red clover. And that's what healed her life. So weeds, they go through concrete, okay? You walk through the South Bronx and you see a weed popping out. That is how potent they are. Our weeds are our best friends. They will cleanse more than any other substance in the world. So I want you to pay attention to that. What's next? So how do you know what kind of cleanse you should be doing, okay? Parasite cleanse. I saw a little boy recently, and he was picking away at his nose, and he was itching his butt, and he was a nasty little boy. And all I could think about was he's got some parasites. And I gave him a parasite cleanse. Heavy metal cleanse. People with sugar addiction, people with vision problems, kidney issues, blood diseases, joint pain. Why is that? Do you know that there are metals in your hemoglobin, in your blood, and it gets displaced with other metals. And also, your kidneys have these tiny little veins and arteries, and metals go through that, and they destroy. So you really have to think about what metal does into what physiological processes. And that's why blood and kidney issues and joint pain. Another cleanse, Candida. All right, who has been on antibiotics? Anyone here? Oh, right. Well, what does an antibiotic do? It kills everything, all of your bacteria. And when we kill our bacteria, what's the first thing we do afterwards? After we do that, what do we want? What do we crave? Sugar, ice cream, right? After we're sick and we've killed all the bacteria. So why is it that a woman who goes on an antibiotic gets a urinary tract infection afterward? Has anyone noticed that? Why is that? Why is that? Because we've killed all of our bacteria. Then we go and we eat sugar. So the only bacteria we're feeding are the ones that like what, guys? Sugar. And sugar causes an inflammatory process, and we get sick. That's why probiotics are so necessary. Next is the herbal cleanse, intestinal sweep. I will tell you that the #1 disease, the beginning of disease starts where, guys? Can you tell me? In the intestines. So why in the intestines? Because you are what you eat, and your food is your second brain. And why is it your second brain? Because has anyone been grumpy if they haven't eaten? Or you fed me that crappy food? I'm going to curse you out right now. So you really have a food and a mind and a hormonal processes in your gut. And that's why you have to be so careful about what you eat. And so intestinal sweeps are important. Deal with it. So we said, where does digestion start? But where does it start? Does anyone know? In the mouth! Up! Let's do it! In the mouth! So you gotta do what? That's my mouth, by the way. Don't judge me. Brush my teeth! You want to chew your food. I remember seeing a man come in, okay, and he was so angry. And he says, Doctor, I don't know what you're going to do with me, but listen, you need to see me quickly because I'm a businessman and I've got things to do. But I'll pay you your fee, no problem. I said, no problem. All right, so sit down. He says, but listen, I only got 5 minutes. You got to help me in 5 minutes. And I said, are you going to pay me, man? And he says, yeah, I'm going to pay. I said, okay, well, sit down. He says, but in this 5 minutes, I got to eat. And I said, so wait. You're going to take my time, ask for 5 minutes, and you're going to eat for me? I says, all right, impressive. Let's see. He takes out his Subway sandwich, and I kid you not, in 3 bites, he was done. And I says, I know what your problem is. You don't chew your food. And he looked at me angry. I don't chew my food. I said, go chew your food. You're done. And he was angry, but he paid me. I don't see him for about couple weeks or 3 months or something far. And I see him come in with his wife. And his wife comes and says, wow, you really healed my husband. I said, impressive. And he goes, but we need to talk to you about something else. I said, what is that? And she goes, erectile dysfunction. I said, I got you. It's all the little things. So you brush your teeth, you floss. Also, I'm going to talk about oil pulling. We're talking about detoxing. The ancient Ayurvedic doctors believe that if you switch oil in your mouth, it will help drain and detox. You do it in the morning before you eat, and you spit out that oil. And you'll feel it come out white, especially if you use sesame oil. And you'll start to cleanse and heal your mouth, the first process. When it's 15 minutes, let me know. You already warned me? Oh, okay. Next is the stomach cleanse. All right. So here's something great. A lot of us, what we don't realize is we are always walking like this. And when we walk like this, what happens? And it goes kind of up, doesn't it? It rises. So that's why we have to do heel drops. where we move our stomach down, and there's even adjustments and massages you can do to help move that stomach down to help support digestion. So your physical being, your spinal cord, where everything is, your posture, all will help with your digestion. And that's why that yoga is important, or that Tai Chi, and that stance. So create that. Also, I'd like to talk about okra and H. pylori. Okra is one of your best healing agents for the stomach. So how do you remedy a damaged bowel? Your guts, okay? You have to cleanse. You have to remove bacteria and parasites. And you have to implement healthy bacteria. Never do a cleanse without bacteria. You need your raw sauerkraut, your beet kvass, your kefir. This is all important. You need digestion. That's why people who only do raw foods, they get sick, because they're not having their probiotics. Your body is cold, especially if you're immunodeficient. And then you have all cold food, raw food, and you don't have the appropriate enzymes to digest. So you need things like your vinegars, your raw vinegars, your apple cider vinegars, all those different things. So that's important. Be conscious of getting your healthy bacteria. What are some bowel healers? Prunes, lemon and water. Emergency cleansing, I say senna. Senna is not to be used every single day. I have people that say, I do herbs, I do senna every day. Well, keep on doing senna and you'll develop something called melanosis coli, which is a blackening of your gut. Not good. You have to allow yourself to digest normally. The idea of seeing a natural doctor like me is so I can help you support your own bodily processes. Even with things like acupuncture. You don't ever go to an acupuncturist that jabs those needles in and forces your body to work. It's like a butterfly. Your body is a butterfly. Gentle wings graze upon and allows your healing process to go within. That is what healing is, from the inside, not forcibly. Okay? The liver! I have to talk about the liver because there's so much liver disease everywhere. Where does the liver, the seat of what? Emotion. Anger. Anyone who's angry has a messed up liver. And cancer derives from a messed up liver. And all cancer patients have a basis of deep anger. Inside, there's a real serious anger. So the healing sound, the ancient Tibetan healing sound for anger is shh, calm, that storm. The liver also is present in the eyes, red eyes. You see someone with red eyes, you don't mess with them. Let them be. So a good functioning liver will give us mental peace because we'll be happy. But when you start to cleanse your liver, you will be pissed off because what are you releasing, guys? And your anger. And that's why people are pissed during cleanses. They should be. They're releasing. But you want to use herbs. You want to use herbs like milk thistle, like barberry, all herbs. That's important. Because you want to support those processes and you want to do it right. So some liver weakness, you get headache, flat feet, hormonal imbalances, cancer, all sorts of things. I tell people use milk thistle, use a castor oil package. I don't have time to go through it, but eventually go through it. Kidney cleanse. What does the kidney represent? Ancient. The ancients knew that the kidney was involved with fear and forgiveness. Someone who has kidney disease is incredibly afraid. And it is the foundation of the body, of the karmic body, is the kidney. So there is fear there is forgiveness there, and there is your foundation. I had a patient whose mother committed suicide. And she was bedwetting every day.
because her foundation was cut. Her mom. Right? So you want to think about that basis. Some herbs, our juniper berries, our parsley, which is so easy to grow. I grow it in my kitchen in the middle of winter. Blood cleansing. Our blood is our life force, and we must clean it. Cherry juice is important. Red clover, which you want to avoid in hormonally related cancers. But you want to really clean that blood to help with things like ulcers, acne, fatigue, chronic disease, and so much more. But you don't ever want to start with cleaning your blood. You always want to start with cleaning your bowel. That's why appropriate herbal detoxes are important. Because you have to do it step by step by step by step. Be smart. Okay? Food avoids.
That's one?
Salt. That's my brother.
Oh.
Speedo. Salt, inorganic. You see how I specify inorganic? Because what happens with salt? I got to do a little education. All right? Salt is burned thousands of degrees till it turns black. But then why don't we have black salt? Because we put bleach over it. So when you have your regular salt, you're drinking bleach, burnt bleach. Yummy, delicious. No, get good salt with many minerals, not just plugging in sodium. I'm a fan of salt with the right kind, the holistic kind. You can also get your salt from kelp or different other seaweeds, which are delicious and good for you and nourishing for your thyroid and so many different things. Tell me when 15 minutes, you gotta say it out loud. Soda and sugar. 4 grams of sugar is 1 teaspoon. Does anyone read that? Mm-hmm. How many teaspoons? A bottle of Coke could be up to 69 grams of sugar. That's 17 teaspoons in the freaking can of Coke. Are we serious? Can you imagine putting 7? I'm not done with my coffee. I have to add 17. That's intense. Oh, thank you. I need that. That's intense. Can you imagine taking the time to do that? That would kill anybody. That would kill me. And you have to be careful. You know, we think we go to Whole Foods and we're having the good stuff. I find myself, you know, grabbing something and drinking it and turning it around and having to spit it out and saying, oh my goodness. Just because it says healthy, just because it says less sugar doesn't mean it's true. We have to empower ourselves. Even though things may seem, oh, it's in the yuppie side or it's in the organic side, the proof is in the pudding. If the grams are there, then the sugar's there. And I don't care what they label sugar as. These new types of sugars with the oil in it are bullcrap. And they are not good for you. And I am a naturopathic doctor saying I don't care about these new sugars. And on top of it, if we think about things like aspartame, can I tell you, I had a man come in, and he was given all these drugs for his Parkinson's disease. He was tremoring so bad. And he came in, he said, Dr. Lopez, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, can you help me? And I said, well, what were you first diagnosed with? And he said, diabetes. I said, so when were you given the diagnosis of Parkinson's? 3 months after I was diagnosed with diabetes. What was the difference? What changed? He began drinking Diet Pepsi. For 3 months, he was drinking aspartame. And that is a neurotoxin. And now the man is full of Parkinsonian drugs. So what did I do? I said, I'm going to help you, and I'm going to help you big time. No more diet, nothing. And I gave him a diet, and I told him what to do, and he came back in 1 month, and he demanded to see me. And he said, you cured my Parkinson's. And I said, I didn't cure your Parkinson's. I cured you from eating things that were killing you. So alternative to sugar. I don't like those sugar alcohols. You stay away from them. Raw agave, stevia is my favorite. I grow stevia in my kitchen. I just take a little, you know, leaf or two and throw it in. Be smart. Get it really naturally, okay? Up. Next, sprouting. I have to say sprouting because sprouting is your highest amount of something called superoxide dismutase, which is one of the biggest antioxidant and the most potent antioxidants in the world. And they help with things like cancer and healing. And they also help you detox. So when you are detoxing, you add sprouts to that smoothie. You find broccoli sprouts, you find alfalfa sprouts, and you find all sorts of different sunflower sprouts, and you sprout, because then you're healing. Okay? So find your fermented beverages. Find your sprouts and mix it in. So we spoke about fermented food, but they're filled with vitamin B, C, E. They contain bacteria, enzymes, digestion, all of that. Physical medicine. Remember that Sense it, feel it, move forward. And that's the process of cleansing. Have a commitment to your health. And smart choices. Eat sprouted foods. Eat bitter foods before a meal. Chew, chew, chew. Half a plate of green veggies. No pasteurized dairy, non-organic meats, no processed food, flour, refined foods. Find your water. Go to a spring. 5, got it. Find your water. Eat in peace. Eat fermented foods, mushrooms, sauerkraut, miso. Eat seaweed. Visit your naturopath to get your health in order. Someone who knows what's going on, what your personalized, individualized concerns are. Because we're all personal. We're all different. Somebody will say yes to milk thistle, or somebody will say yes to barberry or wild yam for their liver, but what's the difference? Why are their needs different than your needs? Because we're each a different human being. I traveled with the Dr. Suhu, and we traveled North America to hundreds and hundreds of springs together to find one water for one individual person. We went to Georgia, to Minnesota, to Virginia, to Florida, just to find specific water for the one person. Someone with cancer needs a different water than someone with lupus or backache. All of these have different reasons, energetically, physically, mentally. And that's the part of healing. It's not one unique pill. We don't want one unique pill. We are all unique beings. Someone may love vinyasa yoga, another will love tai chi or sword fighting or thinking of just making love to someone every day that they love. So just be happy. Do something that creates that stillness, that peace within you, and allow the process, flow with the process, be centered, meditate, and believe in your body's natural capacity to heal, because it will heal. You are born with nothing but perfection. All you have to do is believe it, trust it, and know that today is your start, your beginning to transcending the depths of your health.
Thank you very much, Dr. Karina Lopez. Please again, stand up again. Okay.
That was my week.
Let's breathe. Please, alright. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Use a little bit. Shake. How is everybody doing?
Great.
Feeling good? Feeling great. Now we're going to start our Q&A session. Please free to ask any question. Be mindful, like it will take like 2 minutes on your questions. We have Dr. Karina Lopez, we have Sean Garcia. So, any questions? Yes, please. Your name?
Maria. Yeah. And I wanted to ask the doctor, when you were talking about enemas, I wanted to know the difference between getting an enema, cleaning yourself out that way, and just doing a cleanse. How are they related, or what's it?
I think that's a great question. Certain people, depending on their individualized needs, can go for an herbal cleanse, and usually I'll start with an herbal cleanse. I won't go straight to an enema, but if someone has, for example, been on opiates for a long time, like morphine or different types of anesthetics, then physiologically they're impacted, and to a point that I've actually had a patient who refused an enema and ended up bursting her intestinal wall into her, into her bowel. So you really, depending on the severity of the case, you want to start there. Also, for issues like cancer, you really want to make sure that everything has been taken out and that they're really not dealing with any forms of toxins. So the severity of the disease will dictate the severity of the type of cleanse. And I wouldn't recommend someone off the street to just do enemas. Really start with an herbal cleanse, start with something gentle, and then if it really progresses and you need something. So it's really just severity. That answers your question.
This is just on your presentation or any question?
No, it's just like basically about like a red feed, the presentation that Dr. Lopez did, because after like the Q&A, we're gonna go over the package. Any question about the organization, the presentation that Dr. Elena Lopez did? Yes?
Hi, I wanted to understand more about what you think about the Gerson therapy and like the juices and also the starter treatments, like
The what?
It's about like the cause, for example, like how they recommend white potatoes and not sweet potatoes. Like, what do you think about that?
Gerson has done some amazing work with cancer. They have a system of vitamins and supplements that they do. They also look at potassium iodine as something that they'll do as well. Potassium iodine, I'm not saying the right form, but it's a form of potassium that they use instead of salt. Their system works. I've seen amazing things happen. It could be a little forceful for some people with the coffee enemas. I've seen some depletion in many people. If I would do their program, I think
schedule's all weird. So can you just elaborate on how, I guess, how someone like me with like weird schedule, or like who's not up all the time during the day, like how I would be able to do something?
So do you work at nights, overnights?
Yeah.
And do you ever pack food for the day or anything like that?
I try to.
Okay, I mean that's gonna be helpful, obviously. What a lot of people did was we have them here. There's NutriBullets and things like that are like small little blenders that you can take to your job and have like in the break room. I don't know what kind of job you work at, but if there's like a little area where you can have it concealed, that would be helpful. You know, just take a bag of your goodies, you know, your greens, your apples, and all that kind of stuff, and just have it ready to blend. Because the worst thing you want to do is that when you're doing a cleanse, to not have something and like look for something, especially working overnights, nothing's open. But even those who are working daytime jobs or in school or something like that, and you get to the point where you're hungry and you're like, all right, I'm trying to find a spot that has smoothies, that's the worst place to be because you're gonna make a bad decision. It's gonna be but you know, I mean, try to be as prepared as possible. And when you do run into those hurdles, you know, try to find the best option. Do what you have access to, and don't be too hard on yourself if things don't work out. You know, one day. You know, like for instance, I remember one time on a green smoothie cleanse, I just couldn't get access to smoothie, so I grabbed a handful of almonds, and you know, I was trying to do all liquids, and I had a little thing. You know, you're doing good when you're cheating with almonds. You know what I'm saying? So that's your cheat meal. You know, you do good. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, oh, back there.
How often should it be done, or what are like indicators that you should look out for and should be done?
Indicators that you should look up. So you don't want to deplete yourself. For me, I would say at least twice a year. When do I do a cleanse? I try to do it at every change of season, but I do them by the season. For example, the spring in ancient times is the season of the liver. So for me, I really dedicate my spring to doing herbs for the liver. And so I'll think about that and what that means. And if you're someone who's already depleted, I would suggest cleansing on more warming foods. And that's something, you know, ginger or different miso soups or different broths. I mean, there's different ways to do it depending on your needs. But a very depleted person does have to be aware that they could deplete more, and that's not necessarily the best thing. But it all depends on your needs. I hope that helps.
Yeah. So half my question was answered. So obviously there is a limit to cleansing. It's not that you overdo it. Right. Like also in a fitness level, is it possible to overtrain? I always hear that myth. Is it possible to overtrain or to overdo a diet? Like for example, too much sushi, you increase your mercury level. How do you know when to put that limit?
So you're asking me, can you overtrain?
Overtrain and
while you're cleansing, or just in general? Can you?
In general, like overtrain or overdo a certain diet.
Oh, I mean, you can overdo everything, right? I mean, definitely, you can definitely overdo anything, and you want to be mindful and have that connection with your body. And if you're not connected enough, see some kind of natural doctor like Dr. Lopez in the Bronx, BX, and Manhattan. But I would say in terms, what I want to address with that is a lot of folks in the room who work out regularly are fearful that when they're cleansing, they can't go as hard, or and you have to be mindful of where your energy levels are when you're working out, when you're cleansing. But you might find at times you might have more energy for a workout, or you might feel stronger. So for instance, when I did my last 5-day smoothie cleanse, on my 5th day, I did some personal records in weightlifting at the time. And I was cleansed my 5th day, you know what I mean, of not having any solid foods. I just had so much energy. I was just like able to get crazy weight up. And the thing was too, I was like, oh my God, I'm a guy, I don't want to lose no muscles, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? As it is, I'm a vegetarian, so it's hard for me to put muscle on. So I'm like, you know, but so I wanted to be mindful of that, but I didn't. I didn't lose any muscle mass, in fact, because I was working out regularly and I was listening to my body. And Devin's gonna be talking about it, but you can have as many smoothies as you want on this 7-day cleanse, so you never feel hungry. You never, you can have 8 smoothies if you want, if you're working out. If, it won't happen, you see, but that's just something to be mindful of the training. And then in terms of overtraining, you can overtrain if you're working a specific modality. So if you're like bodybuilding, that's going to have wear and tear on your body. But just like if you do yoga 6 days a week for 6 months, something bad is going to happen. So you want to see some consultants, some experts, contact us at RevFit and we'll help you out.
Yeah, our last question. Okay, last 2 questions.
She's been raising her hand.
Okay, please, and then.
So, I mean, you might go through the package, but like I teach during the day, and so I don't really have. Also, like just people in general, I'll say myself included, that are awkward about using the bathroom at work. Is this something that's gonna make you go all the time? Because that's something that I can.
Yes, it will make you go all of the time. It should.
Yeah, if you're not going a couple times a day, that's not bad. That's another.
You gotta go, but you gotta get comfortable with your bowels, and you gotta learn. Listen, I'm gonna teach you something. It's a little embarrassing, but this is how Dr. Lopez goes to the bathroom. She puts some toilet paper on the seat. She takes off her shoes, and she jumps on the seat and goes down. All right, that's how I go to the bathroom. Why? Because my large intestine and my posture is working out, and so everything comes out. And also, you're not sitting on the toilet bowl. Right.
And you got there's other tools like the squatty potty.
Yeah, you can get a little tool to sit on. And listen, you're in the bathroom too far, right?
Evacuation though, guys, going to the bathroom is one of the healthiest practices. If you're going regularly and it's coming out good and all that good stuff, it's not something to shy away from. At the workplace, if you're making noise or whatever, you're enjoying yourself, and that's got to be part of it, because if anyone here is not using the bathroom regularly, if you go to the bathroom once a day, once every other day, there's a lot of issues going on that you need to address.
Every time you eat, go to the bathroom.
Can I just say real quick? Also, you said that it's because of other people. You worried about more about what's going on in your body or about other people are thinking about you going to the bathroom. Just think about that. Like, I want to get healthy. I'm not going to think about the next person. Good for me. So that's just something that helped me. Because I'm the same way. I public bathrooms for me. I was like, germs are going to go inside of me. But it'll be okay.
Okay, so our question.
So I have a very physically demanding job. I ride a bike several hours a day, sometimes 4, sometimes 8. How will this affect? Like, I burn a lot of energy. Either one.
I'd love to feel your pulse right now to see if you would need cold foods or heated foods. You might be someone who needs a little bit of a combination of sort of a yin and yang balance, because you don't want to deplete, and that always is a concern if you're detoxing. But usually people will have a sense of feeling better, more energy, all of that. But if you're constantly demanding, and then you're having colder foods, and then you're still demanding, you could deplete yourself. So on some level, you have to respect your body is transitioning and healing by taking a little bit of a chill pill during this time. You don't want to overdo it, because then you're doing this to your body when all you want to do is heal your body. So there's a balance.
And I would add, the 10-day cleanse. The 10 days is the longest I've ever worked. And I do intermittent fasting. I fast once a week, every now and then. I just feel like I need a restart button. And on those days that I'm fasting or cleansing, I'm just more mindful. You just have to be. Right? But in any case, for the 10 days, I lost around 10 pounds on the scale. And then, in 2 days, I gained 8 back. Because it was mostly water weight and, whatever. So I didn't lose any muscle mass. In fact, I increased my muscle mass percentage because, like I said, I was still training. So I agree with Karina. You know, you gotta listen to yourself.
Dr. Lopez.
Dr. Lopez, sorry. You got to listen to your body. You know, be mindful, try your best, and then when you feel like you need to bring in a salad or something, which Stomach's gonna be talking about soon, or you know, some nuts or what, you know, or a hot soup or something like that. You know, do it. You know, but it's about trying your best. I mean, I'm a real busy dude. I know you're a busy dude, but don't say because the world is crazy, I'm just gonna allow crazy things to happen. I'm just gonna be susceptible to what the world throws at me. You need to challenge what's going on. You need to challenge the fact that, you know, we're put in such situations where we have to overwork ourselves and demand. You know, these things all need to be questioned. I think part of the process, and I want to talk about later, with the Green Smoothie Cleanse is about, it's not even about, you know, losing weight or, you know, that happens, or gaining muscle. It's about changing your relationship with food and understanding what food is for you. Like for me, I discovered that food was more entertainment than anything. It was like, oh, I just want to eat a cool dish. Let me go get some Thai food, or let me go get, you know, some spring rolls, or, you know, whatever it is. It was just, and some ice cream. That's my favorite. Everybody knows. But, you know, it's like entertainment. I didn't really need it. You know what I mean? And during the 10 days, I realized, like, I'm good without that stuff. And so that's something that people might discover as well.
You want to come on? So can I make a quick comment, just piggybacking off the bathroom question? No,
You'll have multiple pages because there'll be multiple days of the event, so this way you could use everything in the same packet. And these are just some questions that you may want to think about. Of course, it's your journal, so put in your questions. But what's your mood? What was your day like? How about your breathing? Did you find yourself out of breath? Did you find it really hectic? Because a cleansing breath is going to help out so much. What did you spend your time doing? And as many of the people here have been sharing, in that there are going to be different energy levels for different days. I'm looking forward to that because I'm a newbie on this, so all of you new people who have never done this before, we'll be Facebook friends because we'll be going through it all together. So I'm right there with you. But I'm looking forward to seeing what my different energy levels will be. And that's going to go into my journal as well, because this being my first time experience, I want to make it as positive as possible. And I will note that. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's to come from it. So that will be part of my journal. And all of my setbacks, I think that Sean, as he says, a cheat is almonds. Wow. That's pretty amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be part of my journal. So we invite you and encourage you to use this. Of course, you have your own journal book that you keep. Go for it. The most important thing is how to make this the most positive experience and to remember it so that next time when you'll do it, you can fall back on those ideas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On
the journal writing, you actually do want to not use your phone or any device. You try to use take this opportunity to use pencil, pen, and handwriting. A lot of people usually go days without writing things down because we're always texting and you know what we do. So take this opportunity to actually not use your device for journaling. Use a pen and paper and go by that.
Is there a big difference between using a tongue scraper and like a toothbrush?
Yeah.
Yes.
Big difference. And tongue scrapers are cheap, and we're gonna have them posted some suggestions that we give for some cheap products and where to get them in the city. But tongue scrapers and toothbrush are, scrubbing your tongue with a toothbrush actually can be bad. It's like.
So you keep that bacteria in your toothbrush, right?
The tongue scraper is like a clean swipe. Yeah, and also too, you'll see on the cleanse that you might get some bad breath sometimes, just because.
All the time.
Yeah. Tongue scraping, because again, toxins you get in the mouth. With the tongue scraping, just carrying that with you and just going to the bathroom and tongue scraping will help out your coworkers and your friends.
You can also get there's a floss called Arumir, which has neem on it, and you could also dip your floss in tea tree oil, and you can begin flossing with tea tree oil, and that will help with things like gingivitis and all sorts of different diseases. So ways to get yourself cleansing.
Okay, thank you. We're going on the second page. We have the options that we're writing to you guys. The first one is about going to 7 days full smoothie and juices. I know it's it seems easy, but when you're doing it, it's not that easy. That's why we have the second option. You can incorporate some raw salads. And if you feel like it's being a little bit hard for you, we have a third option, you incorporate raw nuts or seeds. But remember, the main thing is try your best to go as far as you can go with the smoothies and juices. And it's going to be very, very hard. Especially if you're not used to, probably it's not gonna taste as good as you thought. You're gonna be this outside a lot of restaurants, fast food, and you're gonna feel it's tired. But remember, this is for you. It's for nobody else. It's for you, and we're together in this. You're not going by yourself in this really empowering experience. That's how I would say it. Then we have daily activities that we suggest because we believe besides of cleaning our digestive system, we need some calming and spiritual activities. We can enhance this process that we're going through. So we have on our Facebook page, we have a link about the Vinyasa Yoga flow that you can do it. we have like, we suggest to drink like herbal teas. 20 minutes of meditation. It's like, it's hard. Like, I know it's hard. I've done it. Like, it's really hard. But like, in this 20 minutes, like, be conscious about your breathing. And the exercises, how you do your breathing. I can't do it like this. Yeah, but like, it's very important because like, when we don't breathe properly, we're not like taking all the oxygen to all our body, and like probably all the proteins or nutrients that we take in, it's not well distributed. Like, we have to be very aware about that. And cut electronic is really hard. Everybody has like iPhones, like everything. It's very like, it's hard. We go to school, work, and we have to constantly be on the computer and everything. But try to do your best to cut it out like after sunset. And reading a book by candlelight before bed. Like, it's really like, it's relaxing. It's hard. Probably you're gonna fall asleep right away. And like, make sure you blow out your candle. But just in case. And then on the third page we have the social media. Like, please like reach out we have like Redfin page, we have Facebook page, we're gonna be in Instagram, we're gonna be in Twitter. You're not gonna be alone in all of this. You can post recipes if you find something new. You can post like, or you can tell us about an article that you read that's interesting, or your experience, or your mood, how you feel, what you should do, of anything. Like, please feel free to post anything. Please do it with the hashtag 7 Green Days Feast. We also like we have like a link so you can find different places so you can buy juices. You know, we like really good juices, not any smoothie like fake fruits or like not fake fruits. It's like with some sugary stuff. So, and about the recipes, Sean, the recipe. We encourage people to use 3 to 2 like green vegetables and 1 fruit. Like, we also have this like this formula, like to do the fun, interesting like way to do your smoothie. Okay, you can choose your base. Okay.
Yeah. We were trying to use it, I know. Alright, I'll do it.
You do it.
I don't know why it's crooked. Who moved it? It works.
Choose your base. Like, we have coconut water, we have green tea, water, almond milk. Like, you can be creative. Like, you don't really have to follow like maybe you like more almond milk like than water or than green tea. So you can choose your base.
Can I also jump in and say that you want to make sure that you're doing fermented foods? So you can add in something like beet kvass or some type of a fermented sauerkraut juice. I mean, they have great different fermented foods, but you really need to add the bacteria into your intestine while you're doing something like this.
Choose your green. They have kale, spinach. Like, we also have, we provided you an article about leafy greens. Like, you can read the properties, like how it's gonna help you in this process, and you just choose your green. It's better if you use 2, but like, we have plenty of greens to use. Then choose your fruit. We have a bunch of fruits that you can use. Like, maybe you prefer berries, or you just like pineapple. I personally like pineapple because it's sweet. I love sweet. It's sweet, and it has the like tropical like taste that in my smoothie that I like it personally. But you can use avocado, apples, any fruit that you want. Mango. You can supercharge it. We have maca on there. We have chia seed. I love chia seed. raw coconut. If you want to have the taste a little bit of chocolate, those chocolate lovers like me, you can ground flaxseed and some love.
How you put the love in? Oh.
You can stay away like of pasta sweeteners, including agave, honey, like, and you can use like dates. Dates like they're really sweet. They're gonna give that sweetness to your smoothie, or cinnamon. And well, this is like the fun ways that you can do your own smoothie, but we're also providing you like some recipes, and the taste, like you can follow these recipes. If you don't like something in that recipe, you can switch it for anything. Like you're very open to do like whatever you want with your recipe. And like I told you, we have an article about like leafy greens, and a very important article about like CSA, which is like community supported agriculture. Like it's really important now. Like the spring is coming, we're gonna have a lot of farmers out there selling like organic fruit, vegetables, and it will be a good way to do our business, to help the community, help these people, and like learn more about our community and other neighborhoods. Like you can go to Queens, we have a lot in Queens.
You don't need a passport.
So, guys, this is all the package. Any questions?
Can I also add one thing?
Yes, sure.
I would suggest for anyone who's serious about doing this cleanse to at least take one day to not do any fruits, including dates, including any form of fruits. I myself am allergic to fruits. And I find more and more, at least 2/3 of the people that I see as patients are indeed allergic to fruits. So if you find yourself feeling worse after you add the fruits, think about that and try vegetables only.
Yes. Excuse me?
Using the pulp from juicing the smoothie, like I'm not necessarily doing juicing, but there's a lot of pulp left over. Can I use that in a smoothie, or am I not getting enough?
Well, we promote, this is a green smoothie cleanse, and in there you'll see we promote smoothies or juices. And for those who are confused, right, juicing is taking out the pulp, and you can discard it, you can add it in later. Smoothies, you're just throwing it all in a blender, and you still got all that pulp and stuff in there. So it's really, there's no fixed rule on this cleanse on if you're doing juice smoothies, adding in the pulp, getting rid of the pulp. That's all up to you on your personal level.
I mean, organic is better, but if you don't get organic, is there something you can do to the vegetables to clean them out before consuming?
You can get, I'm gonna fight on you and say you can get cheap organic. Just wait till it gets a little old, right before the date runs out. I know this is very, but I gotta tell you my tactic. Sometimes right before, 2-3 days before it has the expiration date, they mark down the price by half. I would really consider getting carrots, celery. Those are organic, and there's a lot of it. You can get green apples, organic in a bag, and that's really inexpensive. You can do things like cilantro. You can grow your own in your kitchen. I mean, really try to get organic, especially if you're juicing it, because you're getting the medicine from the fruit or the vegetable, and if you have pesticides in it, it's going to get you sick. So I'd really consider organic.
I think Groupon has a $15 for $30 worth of organic produce.
Love it!
On Groupon. So.
Share it on Facebook.
Share it. I like it.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
I'm sorry, doctor, but so you're saying there's nothing we can do. Like if it comes down to only getting the stuff that we got on our block just for a day to clean it, like, so is there nothing we can do to clean it? Or should we just consume it?
If you're gonna do sort of your pesticide stuff, don't juice it. Make a smoothie of it. Because juicing it, you're getting the straight medicine, and you're just going to also get the pesticides with it. So I would do a smoothie, or I would make that day my soup day.
Yes?
I know that we have a lot of experienced people here in doing that programs. I have to say, in my experience, I have to take coffee at least once a day. I had serious problems with migraines for many years since Mexico, diabetes, oh my God, that was born. And I think that if I don't get at least once a day in the morning, I don't use milk, only that coffee, I have migraines. 3 or 4 hours after, I have migraines, and that is my serious problem with leaving that coffee. My neurologist is crazy every time I see him saying, you cannot have coffee.
I know.
I think that
No, it's a good one. I know Dr. Lopez is like.
I'm itching.
I'll say though, I drink way too much coffee. You know what I mean? I'm Puerto Rican. I've been drinking coffee since I was like 2. You know, milk with a little bit of coffee in there. I go through like 2 pots a day. Sometimes it's really, really bad. It's one of my advices that I need to work on.
Uh-oh.
And so leave me alone, girl. This week is me waning down on the coffee and getting ready for